There's a fertilizer sitting in your kitchen right now and you're about to throw it in the trash. That banana peel from breakfast, the coffee grounds in the filter. To most folks, that's garbage. And into the bin it goes, morning after morning, while their tomato plants grow slow and pale and their peppers drop their little fruits half-formed. I want you to stop and think about this for a second because here's the truth of it. A tomato or a pepper that's growing slow, yellowing, flowering poorly, giving you small, uneven fruit. That plant usually isn't sick. It's hungry. The soil's run low on what it needs, and the plant's telling you the only way it can. And the very thing it's starving for is sitting in your kitchen bin free, in the peels and the grounds you were about to throw away. The store sells you fertilizer in a bag at a fine price. Your kitchen makes the very same thing for nothing and throws it out every single morning. Let me tell you who I am. My name is Jacob Miller. I'm an Amish farmer out in the Holmes County settlement here in Ohio, and my wife is Rebecca. This is our way through and through, feeding the soil with what the kitchen gives back, wasting nothing, spending nothing. I'll be honest about the title. There's no real secret here, and it's no miracle. It won't raise a truly dead plant. But a hungry one? This brings it roaring back, and it costs you not a cent. Let me show you, before we get into it, if you like learning the old ways of doing things, do two small things for me. Tap that like button down there. It helps this little channel more than you'd ever guess. And subscribe, so you can keep learning right alongside Rebecca and me. That's all I'll ask. Now, let's feed some plants. Here's how it'll go. First, why the peel and the grounds are worth saving. Then chopping the peel. Then brewing the two together. Then straining and diluting, the step that matters most of all. Then loosening the soil before you feed. Then feeding it right. And a word on how often, and on the leaves. Number 1. Why the peel and the grounds are worth saving. Before we make anything, know what you're working with, for it's the why that makes the how make sense. That banana peel, even an overripe banana gone too soft to eat, is rich in potassium. And potassium is the very nutrient that drives flowering and fruiting, that fattens a tomato and sweetens it and helps the plant move water through itself. And it carries more besides: phosphorus for strong roots and good bloom, plus calcium and magnesium. All of it food a fruiting plant lives on. And the coffee grounds bring nitrogen, the one that greens up the leaves and gives the whole plant its vigor, along with a little potassium of its own. Put the two together and you've a fuller feed than many a bag on the shelf out of two things headed for the trash. Now a fair word on the coffee, since folks worry over it. Use the grounds that have already been brewed, the used ones out of your pot, for those are near neutral and won't sour your soil, whatever you may have heard. It's only fresh, unbrewed grounds that run acid. So spent grounds, from a peel gone too ripe to eat and a pot already drunk, that's the whole of your fertilizer, and it cost you nothing but the saving of it. Number 2. Chop the peel small. Take your banana peels and cut them into small pieces with a knife, and don't skip this, small as it seems, for there's a real reason. The smaller you chop them, the more surface you expose to the water, and the more surface, the faster and more evenly all that potassium and phosphorus and mineral goodness leaches out while it steeps. Big, whole pieces give up their nutrients slow and stingy. Small pieces give them up quick and full. It's the very same reason a spoonful of sugar dissolves faster than a lump, more surface for the water to work on. So chop them fine, the finer the better, and drop them all in a clean glass jar. Number 3. Brew the two together. Now add your coffee grounds to the jar with the chopped peel, a couple of spoonfuls to a peel or two. Then pour in hot water, about a pint or so. The hot water is what draws the goodness out. It pulls the nutrients from the grounds and the peel far faster than cold would. Give it a good stir so everything dissolves and mixes even, then put a lid on it and let it steep. A couple of hours will do it for the banana and coffee brew. Even an hour of steeping starts the work. What you're making is a nutrient tea, the minerals leaving the peel and the grounds and passing into the water where the roots can drink them straight away. No waiting, no breaking down in the soil first. It's the same idea as steeping a tea bag in a hot cup. The water pulls the goodness out and holds it, ready to use. Number 4. Strain it, and dilute it, the step that matters most of all. Here is the part folks are tempted to skip, and it's the one that matters most, so hear it well. Once it's steeped, strain the whole thing. Pour off, and keep only the clear liquid, and leave every bit of the solid residue behind. Then dilute that liquid with clean water, about 1 quart of water to the brew. 2 things this does, and both matter. First, straining out the solids means the plant takes the nutrients up gently and cleanly through the water without a mush of grounds and peel packing down around the roots and compacting the soil. Soggy solids against the roots do more harm than good. And second, diluting it keeps it mild so it never burns those tender roots. Strong and chunky does harm, clear and diluted does good. This one step, strain it clean, water it down, is the difference between feeding your plant and shocking it. Never skip it. Number 5, loosen the soil before you feed. Before you pour a drop, take a small garden tool and gently loosen the soil around the base of the plant. Just scratch it up a little, careful of the roots. Here's why it's worth the extra minute. Loose, broken up soil lets the air and the water move down into it, so your nutrient tea soaks deep into the root zone where it's needed, instead of just running off across a hard, packed surface and away. Loosen first, and every drop of that goodness reaches the roots instead of running off down the side of the pot or across the top of the bed and away. On a hard, crusted surface, half your feed is wasted before it ever soaks in. So give the soil that quick scratch first and waste none of it. It also does the roots a kindness on its own, letting them breathe. Number 6, feed it right. At the base, not the leaves. Now water your plant gently with the tea, poured around the base, into that loosened soil. And here's the rule. Keep it at the roots and off the leaves and stem. Don't go pouring it over the top of the plant. It's the roots that drink and feed, and wetting the leaves and stem heavily just invites trouble and does no good. So, pour it slow and low right at the base and let the soil carry that feed down to the roots that are waiting for it. And a word on how often, and on the leaves. Use this tea about once a week. That's the steady rhythm that keeps a plant fed and growing without overdoing it. Don't drench it every day. A plant can be overfed as surely as underfed. Once a week at the base is the measure. Now, the source does mention misting a little of the diluted tea on the leaves to wash off dust and let the plant take in a bit through the foliage. And you may gently, if you like. But if you do, keep it light and do it in the cool of the day, never in hot sun, so you don't scorch a wet leaf. The base is where the real feeding happens. The leaves are a small extra and no substitute. Now here's where it all comes together. Save your banana peels and coffee grounds instead of binning them. Chop the peel small so it gives up its goodness fast. Brew it with the grounds in hot water and let it steep a couple of hours. Strain it clean and dilute it well. The step that matters most, that keeps it gentle and keeps the roots free. Loosen the soil before you pour. Then feed at the base, off the leaves, about once a week. That's the whole of it. And here's what that gives you. A tomato plant gone from slow and yellow to strong and deep green, throwing flowers and then heavy clusters of ripening fruit. Peppers that fill out thick and sweet instead of dropping half-grown. Fuller, greener, more generous plants, fed on nothing but what your kitchen was throwing away. Give it a couple of months of steady, once-a-week feeding, and that weak little seedling becomes a strong, heavy-bearing plant, hung with fruit, the stem thick and the leaves dark and healthy. That's what a hungry plant does when you finally feed it what it was asking for. Now let me tell you why so few folks know this. There's no money in a banana peel. Nobody grows rich telling you the fertilizer you need is in your trash. They'd far sooner sell you a bag with a fine name on it, at a fine price, for the very potassium your peels give free. So the old thrift, the knowing that a kitchen feeds a garden, quietly slipped away, and folks came to believe good fertilizer only comes in a bag. It never did. So let me be straight with you about the title, the way I always am. Old Amish Secret. The habit of feeding the soil from the kitchen is truly ours and truly old, so I'll own that part. But there's no secret and no magic to it, only good sense. And abundant harvests. That's honest too, so long as you remember what it really is. Not a miracle that fixes a dead or diseased plant, but steady, free food that brings a hungry one back strong and keeps it producing. Feed it faithfully, and it feeds you. So here's what I'd have you do this week. Tomorrow morning, don't throw out that banana peel or those coffee grounds. Chop the peel, brew it with the grounds, strain it, dilute it, and pour it round the base of your sorriest tomato or pepper. That's the whole week. Free, 5 minutes, out of the trash. Then watch that plant over the next weeks and see it answer. And bring the little ones in on it. Let them save the peels in a bowl by the sink, chop them, and stir the jar. What they'll learn, under all of it, is the best lesson there is. That there's no such thing as garbage. That the peel isn't the end of the banana, and that a thing headed for the bin was the very food a hungry plant was waiting for. That'll stay with them long past the garden gate. And there's a quiet joy for a child in watching a plant they helped feed grow strong and fruit. In knowing they made that happen, out of a banana peel with their own 2 hands. Now I'd love to hear from you. Tell me down in the comments, what do you feed your tomatoes and peppers? And have you ever brewed a peel or grounds into a tea? Share it down there with the rest of us. Those old ways slip away when nobody passes them on. And I read everyone. Waste nothing, feed the soil, teach the little ones, and grow more than you need so you can share the harvest with the people you love.